Alright, so this is Timmy, right? Timmy has a dinosaur. He's playing a species that can become 1000 kilograms, get 150 byte force, and runs at 45 kilometers an hour when it reaches full adult. This is Timmy's nutrients. Timmy currently has like 90% growth rate. And he is not growing. It is just paused, like his progress keeps ticking. He just doesn't get his growth. Strange. Then he eats a little bit, gets above 100%. All of a sudden, he starts getting these gains. Ah, interesting. So Timmy grows a bit. He becomes 1200 kilograms, 165 byte force, 46.5 kilometers. He's on 125 growth rate, but suddenly his growth stops again. Weird. Is this it? Then he gets attacked, gets into a fight, wins the fight. Eats the organs of the person that fought him. As a strong survivor, he has now a good growth rate of 170. 175, let's be generous. He starts getting gains again. And this keeps going until he gets to a 1350 kilograms, 180 byte force, 48 kilometers. And the same thing happens again. It stagnates. He did not drop below 150, but it starts stagnating again until he gets above 200% growth rate. Now all of a sudden, he can make it, but he stops at 1430 kilograms. He has 192 byte force, and he is 49 kilometers. Now his species maxes out at 1.5 tons, 200 byte force, and 50 kilometers. So he looks in his stat menu and he sees I'm 100% grown, meaning he will never grow again. What happened here? And why is this system interesting? So basically what I did is, I grabbed the frail elder and I threw it out completely. I put it, strapped it on a rocket, shot it to the moon. It can stay up there, we don't need the frail elders. Then I reworked the entire system to work in a different way. I actually found a way to utilize the concept in such a way that it creates variety amongst species without having prime or frail elders. We don't need it. That's kind of what I realized. And the best part from this is that it's purely a reward system. You do not get punished at any turn. And instead of using the stick to get people to do what you want, you can use the carrot. And to those who jump to the conclusion of like, but then you just get 3 different variations of prime because they all stop growing at one point. Don't forget, they might fall below a certain growth rate during any moment, creating more than just 3 options that you can end up as. In fact, you will just have a wide variety where people get stuck on certain ticks of growth. Now, one thing I would change for reaching 100% of your growth bar is that you can still nest. That they made you infertile and took it away is beyond me. And here it gets interesting because this is where things change, right? What we have right now is that you hit this point and then you hit a decline and you get worse than you were before. I'm changing that. Instead, this is actually where you can choose to entomb. However, by clicking the button, you do not just die and you do not just get reborn straight up. This is what we're changing. Instead, this is where you initiate your decline, and you have to survive past that to transfer over your mutations. No longer an automatic process, just isolated in the entomb process that you get a decline. So you can still simulate old age without draining the fun and the soul out of your game. And when you then actually grow old, you can choose to confirm the entombment or to play the game on hard mode. So what we essentially did is, instead of getting this system where you reach 100% and then get rewarded with a frill or a prime, which is basically 2 states you can end up in, we offer now more variety in what the end result can be, and equally eliminating the feeling of getting punished. Because if you AFK grow in a bush, you're not gonna be topping those numbers. And if they fix patrol zones, then herbivores can't do it either, because a big issue with herbivores right now is that the patrol zones spawn on top of them. That needs to be reworked entirely, because otherwise they can cheese it. Not because the nutrition system is so OP, but because the patrol zones are enabling it. Also, by throwing the checklist completely out of the window, it doesn't mean that people have lost incentive to move around and travel. And another problem that we have is that the dibbles are all at fork ponds. We need to better distribute the AI and not have them in one spot so that everybody can have one big happy picnic.